I'm so glad to welcome you all for the second day of the national webinar being conducted by Nandha Naturopathy and Yoga Medical College, Erode. On behalf of this staff, management, and students of Nandha Naturopathy and Yoga Management, we'll welcome you for the second day of this national webinar. Now we'll go to the straight away. We'll go to the program, the session. Today's session is being handled by Dr. Anand Weber. Am I audible to everyone? Okay, so I think I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir. And the chief guest for today's session is Dr. Anand Weber. He's a naturopath, and I'm very glad to welcome him and give an introduction about him. I'll just give an introduction about him. The chief guest is Dr. Anand Weber. He's a qualified naturopathy physician. He has done his degree in naturopathy in SDM College, and he's been practicing naturopathy for the past 17 years. He's been a yoga therapist, an energy healer, and a Chinese medicine practitioner uh, in various streams, like in various setups like hospitals and hotel and spa industry, faculty and corporate wellness in India, in various countries like India, Africa, British Virgin Islands, US, and currently now he is based in Australia. Uh, his basic diagnostic methods are iridology, pulse mapping, hair analysis, and therapeutics such as Western herbs, acupuncture, reflexology, chakra balancing, nutrition, and natural medicines. So these are his specialties and his treatment. And since 2002, he has uh, he has helped thousands of clients all over the globe with various ailments. His specialty is in mental and emotional health, and in addition to that, to the other systems also. Uh, so he believes that the community needs to connect more with mind and body. So he helps to conduct a lot of programs, community programs, and meetups to help them connect with him. And he has been conducting a lot of workshops and presentations regarding breathing workshops, stress management, uh, yoga workshop for arthritis, zero stress, um, guided meditation, and he is also a corporate wellness trainer. Okay, so I'm so glad to have such an eminent speaker among us. I know him since I met him first during my internship at Delhi in Bapu Nature Cure. So that was the time we met him, and he was a very jovial person and a person who has good knowledge on naturopathy. So he was. I'm so glad to be in connect with Anand sir. And now let us go to the session. So I'll hand over the session to Dr. Anand so that you'll all be benefit. The topic is international opportunities for the BNYS graduates. So now I hand over the session to Dr. Anand Bhatt. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Reis. It is indeed a pleasure to be here amongst all of you. And a very good evening to you all back in India. Here in Brisbane, it's 8:30 in the night. I've just finished the clinic and I've just come back home. And very busy day today. I started very early. I was there at 6:30 teaching a yoga class. Then I had clients back to back that I just finished. So very long day today. But it's always exciting to share with everyone about my journey, how how I started, and we all came from the same kind of level. I'm in the way I'm one amongst you all, so there's not much difference on how I started my journey and how you guys are maybe studying, maybe finished studying, maybe planning what to do next. So just know that I will repeat that again and again, that I am one of you. We all are same in that way. So firstly, thank you to Dr. Rees for organizing this. Dr. Raja Mannar is also one of my close friends from Salem College. So somehow started, and I said, oh, that's part of our social responsibility. Now, this word also I'll be repeating again and again, the social responsibility, because wherever you go, whatever you do, there is a responsibility of you towards your college, towards other practitioners, or towards people who are still studying and are about to pass out. So always try to keep that one thing in mind, that there is a social responsibility to help others. And in a profession like this, naturopathy, yoga, there's a lot of social responsibility which we have to do for community. So thank you so much for inviting me. As you all know, the BNYS is a very unique course. It is quite versatile. And if you think on job perspectives in India or abroad, I believe we have limitless scope of practice, because of the versatile things that we do in our profession. This makes it unique and limitless. So you can go in one direction and you can create a specialty in that. So if you are a student right now, I really want you to start thinking. So putting a seed on what you want to do, which stream that you want to go. Because naturopathy and yoga, they are two different things, and we are so lucky and fortunate that these are combined in our course. So I'd really like you to start creating a picture in your mind, plant that seed to see what you really want to do when you finish this course. My personal recommendation is first few years you go for clinical practice. Like I think in your course, anyways, after second year, you already start the clinical practice. So once you have that clinical practice, it then creates a big confidence in you, and the scope then is endless. So the first 2-3 years after you finish your course, I would highly recommend you do 100% clinical practice, because then all the doors will be open for you. And as you know, human body is like a very complex machinery. We are able to send a rocket to the moon, but we are still to understand this complexity of our mind. How fast it could just go, the thoughts are being created, and even before settling, another thought comes in the mind. So mind is very, very, very complicated. The body, because it's very clever, it knows how to heal. It knows it got huge potential. You have a cut in the finger, it automatically starts to heal. You've got a fracture, fibrosis starts to happen, and it heals. So the body is very smart. The body is very clever. The body has got huge potential. You can heal out of anything, literally anything. If you have a fall from 4 floors and your liver damages into 10 pieces, and even if one of that piece is good, it will regenerate. So knowing that human body is very powerful, we just have to give it a chance to heal. We have to just create a right environment to, okay, sure. Let me try. Maybe, okay, I'll try to go a little bit louder. If it is still slow, you let me know. And then I'll go without these, because maybe the Bluetooth is not the best. I can directly speak to the phone. Let me know how it goes, and then I will change it accordingly. So naturopathy has many streams, as you all know. There's diet, there's nutrition, there's exercise, there's a meditation, there's relaxation, there's herbs, there's water. All we need is the intention to heal ourselves. Now that intention is really powerful. So even you as a student or a practitioner, intentions are really important about how you can bring healing, how you can choose a career path for yourself in India or abroad. It's wherever you are, you can create a market of things. So I'll quickly share my journey with you. Firstly, I completed my BNYS in 2002. And then, as I said, I went into the clinical practice. Was my internship, and I worked in hospital system. I worked as a faculty. I organized many camps. I participated in many camps that were organized by the college, and then also did a little bit of corporate wellness when I did that. Worked in spas. I worked in wellness centers, Ayurveda clinics. I worked as well, corporate wellness, and even home visits. So in a way, whatever came on my way, I did it. So I did not say no to anything. Whatever kind of jobs, I did it. Is the voice a little bit better?
Sorry, sir. Could you please
Yeah.
remove your Bluetooth headset so that it will be a little audible?
Yep.
You can connect it directly, sir, to the phone.
Is that better now?
Uh, yes, sir. Could you
Is
please
my
come
voice
closer?
better now?
Could you please come closer to the phone, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is that better
Yes, sir.
now, or is
Yes,
that better without Bluetooth or with Bluetooth better?
This is okay, sir.
This is better.
Yes, sir. The connection is getting low, I think, sir.
Let me quickly check. Okay, yeah, that's quite a possibility. Let me try. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Is that better? Is that better?
Yes, sir. It is better.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I've taken Wi-Fi off now. So
Yeah. Participants, if you have any doubts, you can just put your questions in the question and answer session so that I can interrupt and ask sir so that he can answer you. Thank you. Over to sir now.
okay. So I finished in 2002. Then I worked in different settings, different clinics in Ayurveda, in naturopathy, in herbs. Taught many courses as well. So that was a time when I actually could actually sharpen all my skills. So whatever you learn in this BNYS, once you go into the clinical practice, then you sharpen everything up. So this is why I repeatedly recommend you to continue that. And what it gave me was enormous confidence, because that's what you need. If you're going overseas, if you're getting into the professional life, you need confidence to build up. Good. You also learn management skills when you are in this kind of settings. You also learn management skills, the staff problems, the issues. I've managed, say, 20 staff. I've managed 2 staff. So you learn all these things, but also what you have learned and implemented in your internship, your patient focus increases as well. Your therapeutic knowledge, this is the time when you're actually able to apply it to the practice. So, and your communication skills. Communication. This is where everything boils down to. If you don't have a good communication skill, then probably we can't go much further. But I was the same. I was the same. English was not my first language. I had to learn. I had to adapt. Only when I was in college, we started to speak English, and I was really blabbering a lot. So, anyways, so this was my 3 years. And then 2006, I got my first international chance. Uh, so it's important for you to connect with the history so that you know that there is no overnight success. We all work hard towards building it up. So in 2006, I got my first international project, and it was in Libya. It was in Tripoli, North Africa. Now, Libya was like a blacklisted country. So, everyone, my parents say, oh, don't go, it's dangerous and this and that. But anyways, I thought I'll give it a try. So I went there. I was teaching yoga to some corporates. Basically, there was this construction company people who had 1,500 people staff working there. So I was teaching yoga to their core team to enhance their work productivity. Now, this itself is a scope of practice. If you go overseas, to enhance constructivity, to enhance their productivity, you can really work towards that. So that's one scope right there. Now, this was a short project, 6 months. But what I did was, all I was supposed to do is teach yoga in the morning, teach yoga in the evening, and that's all. Very relaxed job, very handsome package. It was really good. Now, what I did is I took all their vitals. I took their blood pressure. If there was thyroid patients, I took their thyroid, got them to do the testing, weight, cholesterol, anything there was. I said, okay, let's measure all this. And after 6 months, we'll measure it again. And because that's when you know what's improving and what's not. So, and there was a remarkable improvement. One of my clients there, he had lost like 45 kilos of weight just by yoga and pranayama, nothing else. No dietary restrictions, nothing. He just did yoga, 45 kilos in 6 months. It's a very, very big success. So that kind of gave me like, yes, the system really works now, trying an international market as well. So boom, their confidence goes one notch above. But the journey was to be continued. So I thought I wanted to go to America to study more. They wanted me to be there, but I decided I had to go to America. I did my master's in health administration there because that was the only way I could get into to America. And there was no master's in naturopathy or yoga. So I worked there. I got admission in the college in Washington, D.C., and then this was a whole different world. This is me entering to the West, talking English in India is different, talking English in Libya was different, but now it's America. So it was quite interesting, quite difficult in the beginning, but you handle it. I also joined a yoga studio there. I studied my advanced yoga teacher training there. So, and again, coming to the point that success is not overnight. I had to work at the studio. I did cleaning. I did, everything, anything and everything that I did, which I had to be able to study that. So I was studying, and in exchange, I was working and offering my services. So that worked out good for me because I never, go run around. I'm always hardworking. So I tried that. Now, struggles, there are struggles. When you go overseas, there are struggles. We all probably can get an idea. So first and foremost struggle was communication, because when we learn back home things, we try to speak faster to create an impression. But when I try to speak faster in America, they could not understand a word, nothing. And the same way, when they said something, I could not understand because I've never talked to somebody like that. So there was a big struggle. Then there was a struggle of East versus West, because back in India, we can easily say, you've got cancer, of course we can cure you, and you've got anything, we can cure you. There in the West, we cannot say this. We cannot say that we can cure. We can say it might help you, reach your optimum, but we cannot use the word cure. Now, naturopathy in West is also a lot of it is herbal medicine. So they do a lot of herbs, which we study basic herbs like turmeric and ginger and garlic and cinnamon and all. But here they've got over 200 herbs that they use. So basically, naturopaths here make herbs, liquid mixture. So they'll add 5 herbs, make your mixture, and here's your bottle. Like back home we have homeopaths who do that as well. So I had no herbal knowledge, so that was a big setback as well. And the naturopathy in that way was quite very different. So nutrition was very different, dietetics was very different, but you learn as you go. So I learned a lot there. I worked a lot there. I almost threw myself into deep end, but I continued my social responsibility and intentions, because when you set up that intention, then your actions start to change. So one of you today, or whoever, if you create an intention that, hey, this is where I want to go and work, the channels will open up. No matter what, the channels will open up and you will achieve what you want to achieve. Now, every country has kind of different rules, and some things that you can do within you need a license for some things, you don't need a license. Some in America, there's a lot of states where it's not regulated heavily. In some states, it's regulated. Again, you might have to go online and check about every state to learn, what is it. But right now, I think it's not a very good place to go anyways. So anyways, I studied in America. I worked in America for some time. I lived in a few different states, which was good. In between, I got a chance to go to the Virgin Islands as well, the British Virgin Islands. That's another place. I started working as a massage therapist, yoga teacher, acupuncturist, etc. But as the years went by, I started to gain more knowledge. I enrolled in more and more courses. Whichever I found that this could help me, I would do that. So my clinical practice was going great, I think, overall. And then I was studying more, and that really helped me to reach into a next level. So I worked in America. I lived there, worked there for like 5 years. And then I decided that I was researching Australia for quite a long time. I also wanted to work in Germany, which one of my classmates, actually, she works in Germany. But I came to Australia. Now, Australia is very good for naturopathy because our BNYS degree was equivalent to their bachelor's in naturopathy. So this is a very, very good part in Australia that we can practice here. So all I had to do is send my degrees over, get them assessed, and they have an organization. If you've got paper pen or a notepad, you can write Australian Natural Therapist Association. There are few organizations here. Australian Natural Therapy Association and Australian Naturopathic Practitioners Association. So ANTA and ANPA. So here there are two main bodies, but there are others as well. So we applied for their memberships and got through it. Took few weeks, but it came through. So right now I'm practicing here. I've got a small clinic here. It's known as Anandam Wellness. The same is the name of the Facebook page as well. Anandam Wellness is also as a Facebook page. So if you continue following, we can be in touch as well. So just jump on there when you get a chance and maybe like and share. So since 8 years, I've worked here in Australia. I was working at another clinic before, and now I'm here. So every day is a learning. First I was just doing massage or acupuncture. It took me some time to get the acupuncture degree recognized. I had to study little course here. So it was good. So right now what I do is I do naturopathic consultation. I do acupuncture, I do massages, I do a bit of Ayurveda as well, chakra cleansing, I do that as well, and energy healing, Reiki, everything. So now what I'm trying to say is the scope of practice is very, very wide. Depends on how far you're able to open yourself to the possibilities. The scope is endless. It's limitless. So I started with say 2 modalities, then I added one, and now probably say there's 6, 7, 8 modalities that I do. Do reflexology, I do Indian head massage as well. And there's testing systems are different here. I do iridology, but also hair analysis. So we send a sample of hair to the lab where they test it for different kind of food. So it's like it is tested for 500 different kind of foods, your toothpaste, your shampoo, your soap, everything. So then it gives you a report of 20-page long to say that your body is not compatible for tomatoes or potatoes or this toothpaste or tomato ketchup. And that works on the same system as we have is elimination. So you start to eliminate those things that your body is not compatible with, and then you start healing. And I've seen the results, and I've seen some really amazing results with all that therapies. And in the last few years, say 2 to 3 years, my focus has gone more into mental, emotional health, which I saw a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress building up in the society, a lot of social media, creating that electromagnetics. So that's where I find my niche has come. Now, it might be very different in all of you. Some of you might say, acupuncture is my passion. So that's where you can go. That's where you can study a bit more, get into the research. Now, the most important part is intentions. And some of you might say, okay, nutrition is something I really feel good about. Go for it. Make your career, make your destiny. Some of you might say, energy healer. I'm really good at energy healing. Of course. And as you do more and more of what you like, what you're passionate about, you learn more. And every day is learning, as I said. One of my friends, one of my classmates, she works in Germany, as I said before. And she's been amazing. I really learned a lot, like very kind of inspiring. She does some Ayurveda, she does some energy healing, chakra work. And I was amazed, and she speaks very fluent German as well. Her name is Dr. Rampriya. And, we are still in touch. But it's amazing, your destiny takes you wherever you put your thoughts towards. Another friend is Dr. Mitesh. If you have heard of him, maybe your seniors have. He started working as a massage therapist at the British Virgin Islands. And in a couple of years, he then became a manager of that spa. And then after that, he actually bought the spa. So he's quite an entrepreneur, we say, quite a good mind there for the work ethics and business. So he bought the spa, and he didn't stop there. Then there were 4 spas there at TBI, and he bought all 4 of them. Because the mind, the power of mind, the power of intention, he created an intention that he is going to be the monopoly in that area. and he bought all 4 spas. He borrowed here and there, and with interest, etc. So he bought like 4 spas in British Virgin Islands, and currently he is in Hawaii. He owns a couple spas there and properties. So again, they all start very small. He started as a therapist. He went on a therapist job, and then he made his way one step at a time onto such a height. So I look for him as a role model for myself as well. And you all will find some role models in your life when you start looking. So depending on which stream you want to go, you will always find role models there. Some of the friends, they work in cruise ships. Now this is another, since the last 10 years maybe, or a bit more. This whole industry has gone into a revolution. People are working cruise ships as acupuncturists or yoga teachers or lifestyle naturopaths, and they earn quite a lot. Some of them, I know, they could earn up to 1,000 US dollars a day. They can do that much of sales. So again, the power of mind, the power of intention. So imagine, getting into the cruise ships. You get free food, you get free accommodation, you get free flights back and forth from home country. So all the money you're earning is your saving. So if you choose to earn $1,000, that you can put your limit on that. So you decide what you want to do, you decide where you want to reach, and you will reach. It is 100% true. And now there's so many colleges. People say so many colleges are open now. What's going to happen? Where would we all fit? Or we will fit. The whole world is your clientele. So wherever you want to go, you can go. Of course, there are regulations. One of my juniors from the college, he is gone to Phuket, and that's where he has opened a yoga studio. His name is Dr. Abhishek. So, um, so in cruise ships, I think over a dozen people have worked in cruise ships. They do short contracts, and pretty hefty money there as well. So it really depends on where you want to go. Some people want to be service oriented, which is great, but you also need some money to survive. So you are the best judge of where you want to be. But at all, wherever you are, I want to remind you of this social responsibility. You have to give back to your mother institution. You have to give back to other people who need your help, and guide them. When you learn something, you pass it on. When somebody does good for you, you pass it on as well. So creating intention. So if I was you, of course, when we were at your age, we didn't have much of the kind of guidance, as you say, but we made our path. We all do, and you will also make your path. But at least you've got some people here that can guide you. So I'll be more than happy to. I've got certain limits, but yeah, you can contact me through Anandam Wellness Facebook page. That would be the best way. Once you create your intentions, your thoughts start to change, and you create different patterns, then different actions, and then the outcomes are amazing. If you put seeds of cactus grows. If you put seeds of mango grows. So really create some goals. Goals have to be specific. If you want to be a clinical researcher, that's what your goal should be. So, and you visualize yourself doing that part already, because that's what's going to become your reality, the clinical research. Okay. And then the goals have to be out of motivation. It cannot arise with greed. It has to be motivation from your heart, from your love, and then it will happen. Goals have to be timed to say, okay, I finish my BNYS in 2 years' time. What next? So I would say start planning now. And the goals can be measurable. They should be measurable. Because if you have measurable goals, then you can definitely reach a lot more. So um, overseas, I think we've got practitioners, we've got few people working in Canada. We've got few people working in America as well. Mm, one of my friends, Dr. Chirayu, he lives in LA, Los Angeles, and then what he does is he goes to Egypt. So when I worked in Libya, when my project was over, I was leaving. I found him to replace me, which is again a good work ethics. If you're leaving a job, it's better to put somebody that you know there, and it's good for your. I think you maintain those bridges as well. So it's also part of social responsibility. So he is in LA. He goes to Egypt every year. Few months he'll go there. He does some workshops. He does some acupuncture. He's got a huge fan following. He travels around the world per se. So that's an option. Some people there in Japan. One of my senior, he's in China right now. He's working in Shanghai at a spa. Um, One of my classmates, she is in Hong Kong right now. No, she's in Malaysia now. She was in Hong Kong. She just moved now. So what I'm trying to say is, everywhere there's scope. One of a good friend from Uti College, Dr. Shiva Kumar, he he worked in Kuala Lumpur, like Malaysia, for a quite long time. He was teaching power yoga there, and very good respect, very good earnings as well. Right now, he's just moved to Sydney right now, so he's here, so which is great. Dr. Raja Mannar, see how he has established himself. He's from Salem College in BVI. He's stick to his job, and now he's growing, growing, growing. So maybe tonight when you go to sleep, just visualize with closed eyes to see, this is what I want to achieve in my life. And it could be anything. It could be as simple as working for a de-addiction center, working as a yoga teacher for community. Now, always remember that your primary product is your service. So try not to run after money much. Of course, we all need that. We all need to pay bills. But really try to keep your primary product, primary focus as service. Service to people, service to needy. And the money is a byproduct. It will come. If you give yourself, give you 100%, the money will follow. There's no denial. There's no doubts about it. But you do your part and it will follow. I can guarantee you that 100%. Now you also have to see and do this SWOT analysis. You probably have studied it somewhere: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So this is, again, if you put up a goal to say this is where I want to go, you got to do a SWOT analysis. So strength is, our course is so detailed. We've got naturopathy knowledge, we've got massage knowledge, we've got acupuncture, herbs, reflexology, energy healing, dietetics, nutrition. So if you were to only choose one of that and make a career out of it, you can. Guaranteed, you can do that. The system is quite flourishing. Now more and more people are becoming aware of this drugless system. They want to just, get rid of the medicines and drugs. So it's quite flourishing. Research is are being done now. So research itself is a whole a new career system if you want to just do research. Now, what are the weaknesses of the system? Oh, unity. I think unity is something that sometimes lacks in our system. Confidence in you is also important. Communication, as I said, communication, communication, communication. If today you find difficult to express yourself, to speak out English knowledge, you only will have to overcome that by practicing. There's no other way. You'll have to learn it. You have to overcome your fears, and you'll see where you can reach. The sky is the limit. Opportunities, the SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunities. Opportunities, as you get an opportunity, you grab it. Like when I finished my 2-3 years of clinical practice, I got this opportunity in Libya where nobody wants to go, but I took it. But that's when my journey started, and I never stopped. I haven't stopped yet. Threats. What are your threats? Your public relations skills, could be. That's something that we all need to work on, public relations, because here in my practice, any client that I see will refer other client to me because of my PR skills. And I really connect with the clients well. Talk about them, their family. I really understand. I really hear what they have to say. And they find it really connecting. And there's like, go and see Anand. He can help you. And almost like they'll say, this is my problem, and just do whatever you want to do. They don't even ask what you're going to charge, what are you going to do. You just say, here I am, do what you want to do. So that kind of trust you want to build up. And sometimes you can get into this negative self-talk, I'm not enough, I'm not worth it, and all those things can pull you down in life. Um, so I think, if you have any questions here, we'll take it. I hope you got a little message out of that, and we'll see how we go. So let's,
Yes, sir.
Dr. Reed, if you
Yes,
have
sir.
any questions.
Yeah, sir. Actually, a person has asked, how did you approach such a corporate company where our BNYS degree is not recognized? Corporate
So
company.
how do you approach corporate companies where BNYS is not recognized?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but here nobody knows BNYS degree. Okay, so that's the basic fact. But here they know you're a naturopath, you're a yoga teacher. The way you present yourself is what important. So I usually what I did was I just took the list out of internet to say these are the corporates, and especially the multinationals, because that's who they actually invest in these kind of programs. You say, this is what I do, this many years experience I have, this is how this will benefit to you, your employees, and how it will lead to less sick days, more productivity, more revenue. And that's how I approach them.
The next question is from Anu. She says, I want to work in Germany and I have done BNYS and post graduation in acupuncture. What kind of opportunities are there?
We'll have to again go through the Germany immigration sites, because I'm not in Germany. I can't for sure say, but there has to be a route as you can enter there. So in most of the countries, there is something called as expression of interest. So if I'm you, I know I would just go to Google and say Germany, work as a naturopath, and then see what comes. And even from there, you might see some Facebook links, some connections there, or you can look up a page, maybe Indians in Germany or naturopaths in Germany, and try to connect through. So it has to be a continuous effort. So when I started applying in Australia, I just left, right, center. I applied for any job that I saw. Most of them didn't even reply. So yes, please maybe Google it and find some Facebook pages, find some centers where you can email them, or you can connect to an immigration lawyer who can help you with.
The next question is from Prajana Vadana. Uh, she is asking about some overseas colleges for studying masters in Chinese medicine and what is the procedure to join.
So Master in Chinese medicine is quite a big course. So it's like 4 years here. So it's a full-time course, a lot of investment as well. But yes, like if you've got that kind of funding, then probably you can just apply for a student visa and come along. You will still need a migration agent, I think. Or as I said earlier to Anu, that go to Australian immigration, apply, expression of interest to study acupuncture. Or the best, I think, even, we all are hating China right now, but a lot of practitioners actually do practice there. They learn there, they work in hospitals, and I think that's really good. That's something I would like to do as well. But yeah, you'll have to apply. Maybe check on the ratings, apply or send an email to these colleges in China. And if you really, really want to do that, but also to make sure that after you finish course, what you're going to do. If you're going to study here, you know that you can start applying for jobs. It depends on where you want to settle, I guess that's where it comes to. But yeah, I would just again email the colleges and say what's the criteria. They'll send you a little information pack through online, and we apply from
Okay, sir. So you were telling about this cruise ship jobs. So how
there.
and where to find jobs for this?
Again, online only, everything. So you just check on the sites to say all holistic health cruise ships or cruise ships acupuncture, just keywords, keyword. These days Google has everything. And even in our naturopathy community, like these WhatsApp groups or Facebook Enigma groups, you might find people who actually are working in there. So you can connect with them to say what's the procedure. You basically send the email to them with your CV, and then they do a little Skype interview, and then from there they train you. So it's purely like, you've got a base salary, but there's commission base. So that's where everyone makes money. So really need that marketing selling skills there. Yeah, so yeah, let's start the look at the all the cruise ships now. This is where your creative mind comes into action. Sometimes the cruise ships might not have that kind of openings or that kind of job prescription, but you can propose to say, this is what I can bring to you, and then maybe you create an opportunity.
Okay, sir. The next question is about natural deliveries, sir. Uh,
Yeah.
from Pravina J. Uh, Sir, is there any course after BNYS to get well trained in natural deliveries? And is there any scope in abroad?
Yes, there is quite a good scope. So here you have to do a course of midwife or doula, they call it DOULA, doula. So these are two main people who actually midwife nurses. They help you in natural deliveries or home birth. So you have to study that midwife course, and yes, there is a good scope, because a lot of people are slowly trying to get into the home deliveries system. New Zealand is quite big as well on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So next question is, what are the biggest difficult to get settled in abroad apart from language differences? Please do guide on finance management.
So here, if you um, so communication is the main thing, because we are so used to our own communication, and so communication is the primary thing. And of course, finances depends on where you go. If you're like here in Australia, if you're coming on a student visa, you get 20 hours a week to work. So that's when a lot of people do hard jobs. worked in restaurants or things like that, cleaning jobs, everything. So as I said, the road is not very easy, but once you get into that, once you're dedicated, you'll find the jobs. um, Financial management, yeah, you have to have a backup, which is why if you work for a few years back home, get the clinical experience, get some funds which can support you initially until you establish yourself. Yeah, depend on where you want to go as well. Like some companies, like in Dubai and all, UAE, they provide you with food, accommodation, flight, so that's kind of a good thing to do. Same with Malaysia, Hong Kong, they could provide you that. But when you come to countries like America, Canada, Australia, it is very different. It's very costly as well to get in.
Okay, sir. Thank you. The next question is: do you have any uh, exams to enter jobs in the abroad? It's from Anjali Anadurai.
Depends on where you are. I think in some states of America you have to have exam. Some here right now there is no exam. Um, but different, I think countries will have different rules. I'm not aware about all the rules, but for our field, I don't think there's a lot of that happening right now. Chinese medicine is becoming regulated here more and more. So eventually, I see that that might be the case that we have to enter an exam. But otherwise, naturopathy is still okay.
Okay, sir. The next question is it necessary to do MD after completing BNYS? Is it necessary?
Mm, yeah, I mean, I haven't done it because yeah, I think that was enough. And one route is just do BNYS and get into the clinical field. But again, if you really want to do some specialized things like I think MD acupuncture, if it gives you some good knowledge, I would do that. Because then what will happen is if you're trying overseas, then that would add on to your point system. Like different countries have different point systems. So if you've got BNYS, you've got MD, that might add up to the point system. So that way it might help.
Uh, there's another question from Manigandan, sir. He's asking about will the effect of therapy varies with different regions? Like in different countries, do the therapies have different effects?
Hmm. So I think all it comes down to when you talk to the client, like the demographics of the clients is different in different places. It also depends on you how you're dealing with them. Like acupuncture, in some countries might be very difficult or different, but here, like in China, in India, in Australia, people know much about acupuncture that they are willing to try, and they've seen some results. Whereas if you go to some parts of America, they might be very apprehensive about trying it. But I think ultimately how you connect to the clients makes a bit of difference than what you do. Sometimes if you just if you touch, like if you do a bit of energy healing, it might be different in America or it might be different in Australia, because I think it's your touch primarily. So I don't know if I'm able to really answer that, because effective therapy, like what we do is there's the physical component, but there's also mental emotional connection. So if you're really connected to the patient, then the healing is faster. If you're not, then anywhere anything might not work. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Any more questions?
Yes, sir. Another question is from Kamalini. She's asking any job opportunities in UAE. She wanted to work in UAE. So is there any opportunities there?
I think it will be better if we look for our people or BNYS people who are working there, because they would know the job scenario there. But because I'm not a job consultant, I currently am in Australia, but I know that there are people working in UAE. I think our Dr. Shivakumar has worked in UAE and has come back. I mean, with yoga jobs, what he has said was the yoga kind of jobs were quite amazing and very well paid as well. But to enter there, you'll have to research on how to enter there, because some countries have rules like you can't apply for citizenship. You can only go on a work visa and come back, or keep renewing it. So I personally, I don't have like knowledge about how every other country works. I worked in few countries, so I know basics. So it would be best to really connect to the immigration there, and the best of that is will be, I think, to connect to the BNYS community in that area. I think that will be the best thing, I believe.
Thank you, sir. Next one is uh, apart from clinical practice, what are the other qualities or other qualifications we need to apply for a job in abroad?
Again, depends on where abroad we are looking at. It could be enough what we have to apply, like for how now even in embassies in overseas you've got this yoga ambassadors. So in every a lot of embassies there is a wing where they teach about holistic health, and they are ambassadors of yoga. There's research jobs in different areas. You can have specialized practice to say, I as a naturopath deal with respiratory disorders only, or heart health, or endocrines and hormones. So that could be more specialized, if you know what I mean. Or you could be just say, I am into wellness, so I'm a specialist in wellness or psychosomatic ailments. So there are many streams to that. So it could be you specialize in workplace wellness. So that's all you have. That's all you do. You've got four people. They work. You go to different offices, do yoga, do consultation, and things like that. You could be a motivational speaker in health. That way. You could be a health columnist where you're writing blogs about health. Oh yeah, that's the term, cultural ambassador. That's a term that is, you work in embassies overseas. Some of our seniors have done that. In Malaysia, I know one of our seniors have done that, and Dr. Ganesh, who's a principal of Mysore College, Mandya College, he has done that as well. So yeah, that way.
Sir, what are the use of clearing this QCI examination? Is it helpful in abroad jobs?
What
QCI exam,
exam?
QCI, the yoga examination.
I have no idea about that, brother. Sorry.
Oh,
I think what we are studying is more than enough in my view. But also, it's been 17 years, so I don't know how the trends have changed back there. But I think what we study in our yoga, because see, Yoga Alliance is a biggest body, for registering yoga practitioners globally. But when we apply for that, we present it to what we have studied. We have studied yoga, philosophy, physical culture, and therapeutics. So we are by far, a lot more educated than any of the people invest, about yoga, because you have studied a lot. So I think personally, in yoga field, we are pretty good to where we are.
okay, sir. Sir, what kind of opportunities do I have in Australia for after completing BNYS and MD Yoga? Is Dr. Sunil Singh. He has completed MD and BNYS and MD Yoga. So, what kind of
Mhm.
opportunities does he have in Australia?
Yeah, all sort of opportunities, all of the above that we talked about, working as a naturopath or yoga therapist or research or um, maybe focusing on yoga for in cancer patients or in the hospital system. So all the opportunities are there, but the only thing is you have to find a way to get into the country. That becomes a bit of tricky part. So that's where you need an immigration consultant to help you through that. So, you can be into health, fitness, wellness, sports, medicine. You can say, I can teach Australian cricket team, you know. So what I'm trying to say is, aiming high and you can reach where you want to be. So the scopes are endless.
Okay. Another question from Kartika Ramar is asking about the massage. Is the massage different from spa?
Yes, the massage is what we do is very, very therapeutic. I mean, there is relaxation, but most of the people are. So I do therapeutic remedial massage, do lymphatic drainage massage, or chakra massage. Yeah, it's very therapeutic.
Okay, sir. Another question from Anandi. She's asking about the in abroad, the food pattern and lifestyle, sleeping hours is very different from our naturopathy system. How to convince our practice, and what is the opinion about this, sir?
Right. I think I find in the West they are a bit more disciplined. This is my personal because when I say in the night, our people are very late, like they're sleeping at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. I say back in India, but here people 7:30, 8:30, they are in bed. They wake up 4:35. So I think in that manner, I actually appreciate their discipline. So it's something that we can learn from them actually. So but if you find, I haven't found many people who are very late. So out of say 100%, maybe 2% people would have their body cycles like they're late night animals. But yeah, otherwise, I find most of them are pretty disciplined here.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Next one is from Basha. He's asking, what is the opinion? What is your opinion about cupping therapy in in
Yes,
other in the other countries? And what is the status
yeah,
of cupping therapy in other countries?
yes, it is quite well taken. In fact, yeah, I incorporate that with acupuncture, cupping, moxibustion together, and also electric stimulation. There's also one more thing now in acupuncture. It's called gua sha. That also I incorporate. So yes, people take it very good. They actually like it.
Okay. Next one is there any opportunities for research on naturopathy in abroad? Research.
Depends on which country again, because um, firstly, if you choose to go in a specific country, you might have to first see how you will get in, because that's a struggle. Because there won't be any education. So yeah, research is a very big market. I think one of our guys, he actually came here. His name is Dr. Suhas. He has come here. He was working with a company called Philips, I think, and he was setting up a lab in one of the universities here. So he traveled for work, but his company sponsored it. He's been with them for a long time. So opportunities are there, definitely everywhere. But some countries are easy to get in, some countries are difficult to get in. That's the problem.
Okay. Uh, it's a big question from Anita sir. She has completed a lot of courses. She has done masters in yoga and naturopathy, advanced acupuncture for 2 years, um, and she knows about seed therapy, Reiki, etc. And now she's actually an Austrian citizen. So she's asking, how can I start a career in providing services in alternative therapy?
So she is in Austria. Um, so I think it will be If she's done all these degrees there or in India, we have to see
India, in
first.
India, in India, sir.
So I think we'll have to first assess in Austria to say what's regulated, what's not, because she can start spreading her wings as simple as doing yoga, and see how the acupuncture she has studied is either equivalent to that in Austria, or if she needs to study something else. So apart, so if she has studied four things, I would match it with Austrian standards and tell them to, hey, assess my degrees, and they might say, hey, there's this component is missing, so study that and get your feet there. So out of four things, if one thing starts to get helps you to get in, Anita, I would say go for it, and then you can slowly within that you can incorporate a lot of things. So yeah, I think yeah, so yeah, be in touch, I think, and then let's see, how it can help you. Because if you've studied so much, you definitely are a good asset to the society, and they'll help you.
Okay, sir. The next question is, uh, sir, how much is Reiki beneficial compared to other naturopathy treatment?
Oh, extremely beneficial. Sometimes some patients only respond to Reiki or chakra balancing because, as I said, my focus now is mental emotional health, and with this stress, anxiety, fear blocks, Reiki is amazing. But again, depends on the patient because it's more faith based, it's more trust based thing. So if a patient is a good receiver, they'll benefit enormously.
Okay, sir. Um, um, actually, a lot of other same questions are being repeated, I think. And
Okay, so maybe we can do two more questions, doctor, and then we
yes,
might wind up.
yeah, yeah. Um, is it necessary to be flexible and thin for doing yoga practice?
Not really. There are two types of people. One, they are good practitioners. That means who can bend, do twists and all, stand, do Shirsasana and all. And second group is who are good teachers. So, um, so I'm number two. I'm not super flexible, but I can train people to calm their mind. Again, yoga also is in different schools now. So, say 50 different types of yoga these days. So, in short, no, you don't have to be super flexible. If you're not flexible in body, if you're flexible in mind, that's more important, I believe.
Okay, sir. Next question is from Srimati Sundarraj. She's asking, is BNYS alone enough for an abroad job, or uh, she ha- or does she have to invest a huge amount of money in a job there?
No, I mean, to my knowledge, when I studied, for me, BNYS was enough. But as I came along, I learned more, I joined more courses because, again, depends on what your passion is. And again, also depends on where you're going. So if you've done BNYS, countries like Malaysia, Hong Kong, UAE, Dubai might absorb you just like that. So, you don't have to have huge investments. Where countries, Western countries, you might have to invest actually, one, to get in there, second, to establish yourself. So, yeah, there's a fair bit of difference there. But in short, to what I know, BNYS is enough, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So thank you so much for your time, sir. In even this in this busy schedule, you have spent a lot of time, and you are 4 hours, 4.5 hours ahead of us. I think it will
Yeah.
be 9, 10 o'clock right there.
Going to be 10 years. So that's
Okay.
good long day. But
Okay.
I enjoyed thoroughly. So I also thank all of you for being patient. I know there are a lot of questions you might have. But yeah, just stay in touch. I mean, just maybe touch through Facebook if you like to. Just go to the Anandam Wellness, and I I can't promise I'll answer all, but I'll try my best to somehow keep in touch.
Yes. Thank you so much. So one word of thanks is there. It is by Dr. Pratap Singh, our Vice Principal of Nandha Naturopathy and Yoga Medical College. So now I
Sure.
hand over the session to Dr. Pratap.
I think you're muted, Dr. Pratap.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah. So good evening to all. So I am very kind to have this session, and it's my pleasure to have this vote of thanks in this national webinar, which is conducted by Nandha Naturopathy and Yoga Medical College. It's an 2-day seminar, and it's a second and last day. The session was very nice, and the way you handled the session about the international opportunities, it was excellent and it's wonderful. And I hope all the BNS students who have attended this session, as well as the doctors, as well as some non-medical professions also there as a participant, all who have who got benefited by asking a lot of questions, as well as a lot of clarification and a lot of confusions they have. And one thing I hope everybody is clear, that whatever you want to do after completion of your course, there should be a strong communication skill, and that should be with your intention. This is what I understood better from you, Dr. Sir, and I hope everyone will follow this. And before that, all have to fix their goal, as Doctor said. All have to fix their goal, and they have to work on their intention with a good communication to reach their goal. So, in concise form, this was the thing I understood better from you, sir. And I hope it's a very, very wonderful session, and it is more beneficial to all. And I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. Anand Weber, for sparing your valuable time after your clinical practice or your duty time. And also I would like to thank for your kind answers for your question session by the participants, and hope everybody is clear and everybody's enjoyed the session. And once again, sir, thank you very much from our on behalf of our Nandha Naturopathy and Yoga Medical College team, as well as our management side, and hope once again you will help you in another session if there is a possibility with some other dimension. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Shall I? Time to go?
Yes, sir. You can go, sir. No problem, sir.
Sir,
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And
Good night.
for the participants, I have shared the link in the chat. You can take, you can just fill the feedback form, and then you'll have the e-certificates in your mail. So when you submit the form, after finishing the feedback form and you've submitted, you will get the e-certificates in your mail, from your mail. So it will be very immediate. Within 2 or 3 minutes, you can get the uh, e-certificates. Okay, so thank you so much. I think everybody was asking about the MSc, and MD courses. So I would like to share a few points about that. There are a lot of MD courses available in naturopathy colleges. After finishing naturopathy, you can do MD courses. There are 4 streams of MD courses, masters. Like you can do naturopathy, MD in naturopathy, MD in yoga, MD in acupuncture, that is energy medicine, and MD in nutrition. So that nutrition is available only in SDM college. I hope so. And the other things are there in like 5 or 6 colleges. Tamilnadu, we have only 1 government college. Private colleges are SDM colleges 1, Alvas college is there, and you can do MD courses in Bhopal, there's another naturopathy college you can do in Bhopal, and you can search in net so that you can have all these details. You can do MSc courses also, MSc courses like MSc Human Anatomy, MSc Human Physiology, MSc Human Biochemistry. You can do all these courses in medical colleges. So you will have to, what you'll have to do is, you'll have to approach that university and say that you are an equivalent student, equivalent with MBBS student. You have done all the basic medical subjects of the medical sciences, so that you will have to talk to them. Only then they'll be convinced. So there are universities in Tamil Nadu like SRM University is there, Savita University is there, Meenakshi University is there. So there are a lot of other universities, and you can do it in government also, like Dr. MGR Medical University also provides these kinds of MSc courses. So you can study in that college also in Chennai, Gindi College. What you'll have to do is, you'll have to clear the exam. Only 5 seats per course is available. So if you clear the exam, entrance exam, then certainly you can study and complete this course. And after completing this course, you can surely work in a medical college. You will be given a place in a medical college. You can work as a tutor. You can teach the medical students. You can teach uh, dental students. So you can teach in the medical colleges also. But the only disadvantage is that you cannot uh, move up in hierarchy. Like you cannot become a HOD or a principal or something like that. But that will be again very helpful if you are working in a naturopathy college. If you are working in a naturopathy college, if you have an idea to work in a naturopathy college, then your hierarchy will be improved. You can step into the hierarchy, you can come up, you can be the HOD, you can be the principal also. So so that needs experience, 10 years, 8 years experience that is needed. So after doing MSCs also, you can practice. So regarding what I have to do, what should be done, what should I study, again it remains, it is upon your wish. What is your ability, what is your wish, where you want to get settled. So that is again depend upon you. So you will have to decide, you'll have to take time, think about it, and decide what you're going to do. So that is the only thing. In the net, you just type the keywords. Okay, so you will have to select the keywords and type it, so that you will get a lot of information you will get from net, and you can connect with the fellow BNYS graduates also, so, to get a lot of information. Um, so if there anything else, Dr. Pratap, you can add on this. Okay. So thank you so much. It has been a wonderful session with these 2 days. I would like to thank everybody who has attended this 2 day session. I'm so glad to have you all here with this information. So please fill the feedback form and let us know for the future webinars. We can have some more common titles, so that it will be an encouragement and motivation for you. So thank you so much. Once again, I thank all the members, participants who have attended this. Thank you so much. Thank you.